Hello, everybody. Today is Friday, May 8th, and this is your lesson. Today we're going to start off with a joke.
What do frogs order at McDonald's? French fries!
All right, always good to just start off with some laughs, so I hope that made you laugh. Our goals for today say I can practice reading my sight words, and I can write about my favorite sport. So in your packet today for sight words, you have a spring color by sight word. This is not something you have to share with me. This was just an activity included in your packet to help you practice recognizing and reading some of your sight words. So if you look at your paper here, you can see that in each little section is a word, and you're going to find the word, you're going to read the word, you're going to find it in the key down here, and you're going to see what color it tells you to color that area. So for example, if I want to color the raindrop, I see that the word in here is W-I-L-L, which spells will. So I'm going to go to my key, and I see that will, any area that I see with the word will, I'm going to color blue. So I'm just going to take my time. You want to make this, if you do this activity, you just want to take your time, make it look very nice. All right, there we go. For the most part, that is colored in. So then I would just move on to the next area that I want to color. So your sight words down here, let's read those sight words in the key. We're just going to go straight down the list there. The first word is do. And for all the do, any areas that say do, you're going to color it gray. The next word is are. And wherever you see are, you're going to color brown. The next word is have, and anywhere you see have, you're going to color it peach. Next word is was, W-A-S, was, and all the spaces with a was in it is, you will color yellow. I was going to say paint. We're not painting, color. And the last word, which we have already taken a quick look at, is the word will. And anytime you see the word will, you will color that blue. So again, not something you have to share with me, just a different way to kind of review a few sight words and just get better about quickly recognizing those. So let's move on. So today is Friday, yay. And that means we get to read a story just for fun. So the story that I chose today is called, gotta figure out where the camera is, How the Crowns Saved the Rainbow. And as each story we read this week, What's the Big Idea, Molly, and The Elves and the Shoemaker, both of those stories were the story was about people or elves or the animals working together to help create something. So in the first story, they were all working together to come up with great ideas because they wanted to make a perfect gift for Turtle. So all of his friends worked together and they created a wonderful present for him. The Elves and the Shoemaker, the elves were working together to do a kind deed for the shoemakers because they needed some help. So they came in and the two elves worked together and they helped the shoemakers out. And at the end, the shoemakers actually helped the elves out by making them nice new clothes. So everybody kind of worked together in that story and accomplished a couple different goals. So this story is just about the crowns, how everybody in this story is going to work together to fix a problem. So that's what we're going to read about. So give me just a second here. I need to switch cameras. You can still see me, and there's our book. All right. Okay, so there we go. All right, so How the Crowns Saved the Rainbow. The sun and the clouds were best friends. They worked together to keep the earth warm and gardens growing. But of all the things they did together, their favorite was making rainbows so that the whole world was colorful and happy. Then, one day, the sun and the clouds had a big fight. The clouds were blocking the sun, and the sun couldn't shine through to the earth. The sun went sizzle, sizzle, sizzle at the clouds, and the clouds went clap, bang, boom back. They stopped being friends and were never in the sky together again. With the sun and clouds far apart, it was scorching hot on some days and damp and cold on others. And worst of all, there were no more rainbows. Without rainbows, the flowers, streams, and even cities started to lose their color. Soon the earth was black and white. But in one little town, in one little school, in one little desk, there was one little forgotten box of crayons, and the crayons still had their colors. The desk rattled, shook, clambered, and clanked. All of a sudden, it toppled over and the box of crayons tumbled out. Ah, I'm naked! Yippee! Get off me! I'm out of here! Woe is me! Hey, where are all the colors? The crowns started to search for the colors. They raided marker bins and tore through art projects, but everything, as far as they could see, was only black and white. Who made all the colors go away? This is so sad. This is terrible. If oranges aren't orange, do I even exist? What about daffodils and butter? The crowns looked out the window. The sun was all the way to one side of the sky looking angry, and the clouds were all the way to the other looking gloomy. I miss all the colors. We can't even draw rainbows together now. Wait, that's it. We need to save the rainbows. So the crowns started drawing little rainbows all over town, but nothing happened. The sun and clouds didn't seem to notice. We have to make our rainbows bigger, Violet said. Working together, the crowns drew and scribbled. They made the biggest, brightest, most colorful rainbow the world had ever seen. Oh, and look at these guys. Oh, you can't see this one. Peeking. Looking like, oh, maybe we should be working together. Maybe that's what they're thinking. Ever so slowly, the sun perked up and the clouds floated in for a closer look. The sun and the clouds both peered down, admiring the giant rainbow that the crowns had drawn. What bright colors, said the sun. It's incredible, said the clouds. They looked at each other with great big smiles. The sun said to the clouds, remember when we used to be together all the time and make rainbows? The clouds nodded. I'm sorry for going clap, bang, boom at you. I'm sorry for going sizzle, sizzle, sizzle at you, said the sun. It's better being friends, said the sun, and the clouds agreed. They hugged. The sun shined brightly and the clouds misted happy rain. Ever so slowly, rainbows reappeared near and far, turning the world colorful once again. And there's the picture of what the town looks like now. All the color is back. And there's the little crown relaxing. They did a lot of work. So, boys and girls, I'm going to move you back kind of over here. We're going to move back to our slides here in just a second. So, that was a great story. And I like that story because what happened was you had two people who were kind of mad at each other, and they were kind of being stubborn, which means they really weren't ready to change their mind about how they felt yet. So they were mad at each other, but the crowns had noticed that everything had changed. So they came together, they worked together, and they thought, of a great way to try to solve the problem. And they thought the rainbows, putting rainbows all over the place, would solve the problem. So they worked together to get that done. And because they worked together to spread rainbows, the sun and clouds came back together and realized that rainbows were important and they were beautiful, and they became friends again. So the world got all of their colors back, and sun and clouds were friends again. So that's a great example of how working together can really make great things happen. So I hope you enjoyed that story. So your assignment for writing is all sports. So if you take a look at this paper, this is what you see in your packet. It says, "Is your favorite sport?" So you have to tell, give two pieces of information in your sentence. Number one is, what is your favorite sport? And number two is, why is that your favorite? So let's watch a quick video here. This video is all about different kinds of sports. So if you see one that you know you love, put in your brain, keep it there so that in just a few minutes you can write a great sentence about it.
Baseball. Basketball. Dance. Football. Golf. Gymnastics. Hockey. Karate. Skating. Soccer. Surfing. Swimming. Tennis. And volleyball. Thanks for
All right. It was kind of a bit choppy, but you did see lots of different examples of sports. So your job today is to write about your favorite sport and tell us why. So I'm going to show you something you'll probably think is hilarious, but I'm going to switch views again really quick so that you can see my table over here. Okay. Are you ready for this, guys? All right. So growing up, I always played a lot of different sports. My mom always had us doing something from gymnastics, dance, tennis, softball, volleyball, basketball. All kinds of things. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always been involved in sports. However, I do have one that is my favorite. I'm going to show you this picture of me. This is Miss McNamara. Okay, can you believe this? Okay, look. Where'd I go? I gotta find it. Okay, there I am. That is me, guys. What? Can you believe that? It's gonna focus. That is Miss McNamara at 11 years old. And when I was 11 years old, I played softball at Southport Little League, and my all-star team played lots and lots of games, and all of those games led us to the Little League World Series. So when I was 11 years old, I played third base in the Little League World Series, and that experience for me was something that always stuck with me, and softball has become even my favorite sport as an adult, because now that I have Kaylin, I wanted to give her the same experiences or the same opportunities to experience all kinds of different sports. So she has tried everything, almost everything as well. But softball was one of the sports that I loved to watch her play most, and I loved it so much that I even coached her for several years. Her and her dad, we coached her team for several years. So softball is very near and dear to my heart. It gave me great experiences growing up, and also my daughter. So softball is by far my favorite sport. So I'm trying to figure out my paper here. Okay, so as I write my sentence, I need to include softball, and I need to tell why. One thing I loved when I was playing softball was when it was my turn to get up there and hit the ball. I loved batting. I liked the challenge of doing my best and hitting it hard and doing a great job for my team and for myself. So batting or hitting, I like to hit the ball. That was why I liked softball growing up, because I loved hitting the ball. So my sentence is going to say, I love softball because I love to hit the ball. So as I write my sentence, that's a lot of words. So as I write my sentence, I'm going to say it a few times as I write each word to make sure I have all the words. I'm going to start with a capital letter. I'm going to make sure I use spaces, and then at the end, I'm going to put a period. All right, so my favorite sport. My favorite is up here in the title, so you just copy those letters. Favorite sport, also in the question up there, is softball. And now I have to tell why. So I'm going to write the word because. So I'm going to sound that out. Because I like, that's a sight word, to hit the ball. Okay, so I have to think about hunks and chunks when I do this. What hunk or chunk said all? All. A-L-L. 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 All. Throw that ball. All right, my friends. So let's check my sentence and make sure. There we go. Sorry, it makes sense, and I have all of my words and capital letters. So let's just go through and check everything. I see my capital letter, I see my period, and I do have spaces between all of my words. So now I'm just going to read the sentence to make sure that it makes sense. My favorite sport is softball because I like to hit the ball. All right, I did it. So really quick, just to wrap this up, favorite sport, those are given to you. I like to, and the, and is, those are all sight words. So I knew how to spell those because we've learned them this year. So if it's a sight word, you need to try to spell it correctly. The other words like because, hit, and ball, I used my sounds. I stretched out my words, I listened to what I heard, and I wrote that down. So as you move, this will be probably a long sentence, so that's lots of words that you will have to write. So as you write those words, do your best to write them correctly if they are a sight word, and do your best to sound them out if they are not a sight word. All right. So here we go. So this is the only paper you need to share with me for reading today. It's just your favorite sport and why. Remember, the sight word sheet is just practice for you at home. You don't need to share that with me. But once you have this completed, you can have someone take a picture of it and send it to me Snapchat or oh my gosh, Parent Square or email. All right, so let's see if we met our goals for today. I can practice reading my sight words. I hope you try the worksheet because that is what that is for, practicing the sight words. And I can write about my favorite sport. And that is what you are getting ready to do now. So I know you will do great. And I cannot wait to see what your favorite sport is and why. All right, boys and girls, have a great day. I'll see you at math. Bye.